Welcome back to part 2 of this tutorial, where we're going to be covering how to submit your entry once you're done. So I'm back here in my purple world with the green sky, and we're just going to submit it. We're going to say, hey, this is my entry. Everything's here. I've got the chair. Everything's here. So let's go ahead and cover that. First thing to do is make sure it's saved. So we're going to go ahead and hit Save Changes. And then, just because I like to be paranoid, I'm also going to go to Home and hit Close World, Save Changes. This will dump me back out into my home world, and now you need to get your hands on the world orb to edit the metadata, which is how you make sure it's entered correctly. So I'm going to show you how to do that in 2 ways. The first way is you can go to your inventory and find that world orb and spawn it in. So if you can find that, spawn it in, you're good. The second way is you can go to the Worlds tab. You can find your world, so you'll see here MMC Test 2. Click that. Click the world icons on the right here, hit New Session, and then get World Orb. Once you've got the World Orb, you need to edit some metadata. Now, there are once again 2 ways to do that. To do that, you can click the World Orb and hit Edit Metadata, which will bring up the metadata panel. Or you can edit the metadata from inside the world browser here with this Edit Metadata button. Just because of how worlds are submitted right now, I recommend doing it with the in-world metadata panel. The in-world metadata panel also lets someone else look at what you're doing, and so they can double check it with you if you're a little bit concerned. So with this Edit Metadata panel open, things to check are, first of all, hey, is the world name correct? Make this something punchy, something that lets us know, something that advertises your creation. Please, nothing like test world like I'm doing here. Make it a name of something cool. We had some great named entries last year, so do keep that in mind. The world name does not need to contain MMC or MMC 2022 or the word entry or anything like that. It's totally up to you. Imagine 20 years from now, this world still existing and someone looking at it. What do you want this world to be remembered as? Remembered as your entry in MMC 2022, and name it that. Just to reiterate, doesn't need MMC in the title. For the purpose of this video, though, I'm going to leave it as it is. Next is description. That's just a text box. Type whatever you'd like into the description. Next is tags. Now, this is how you register it as an MMC entry, so it's vitally important that you get this correct. Tags are, as it says here, comma separated, but we need one tag straight away, which is MMC 22. So I'm going to back it out so it says MMC. I'm going to enter MMC 2022. The information on tags is found in the video description as well. So this first tag here represents, hey, it's an entry for MMC 22. Moving onwards, you're going to need to then add a tag which represents which category you would like to enter into. I have the category tags here, but do check the rules document linked in the video description for more information on them. They are listed in groupings, so you can go ahead and understand them, and I'm going to show you how to use them. So this test world with my lounge chair and my purple ground, I want it to be in World Social. So that's World Social, or the first option. So what I'm going to do here is enter comma, space, and enter world, and then comma, and then enter social. That's it. That's all there is to it. You can add other tags, but please do not enter it into other categories. Entering a world into multiple categories causes confusion for the voting systems, judging, people that want to vote in your entry, judges themselves, and even the world browser in some cases. So do make sure that you're only entering into one category. If you enter into more than one category, the MMC team at its decision will enter you into one category just to sort of resolve any tiebreakers we have there. So only enter things into one category. So this MMC Test 2 world is now entered into World Social. Let's go ahead and save here. With that saved, we're just going to wait a couple of seconds for things to sync. You'll see that up in the top middle. There you go, it says all synced. And now we're ready to submit this world. To submit this world, you're going to need an item from the inventory. So I'm going to go ahead and navigate there and then tell you where it is. So you are looking inside Neos Essentials. For this item here, it's underneath materials. It looks like a sort of circle with a lot of text on it. It's the World Publisher Submitter. Double click this with your trigger. It will spawn in the world, and this is how you submit the world. You put the world orb into the center here and hit publish. This will say publishing on the top, and then it will ascend into the sky once it's published. There you go, submitted. Now that it's submitted, you might want to know, oh, how do I make changes to it after it's submitted? And the answer is just open the world and save it as normal. The publication step doesn't do anything crazy. It just edits some of the settings of the world such that people can find it. So if you want to make changes to this, just go in there, change it, and then save it as per normal. To illustrate that, I'm going to go ahead, enter into it. I'm going to go ahead and move over to the floor again, change the floor again. Let's go orange. There you go, floor's now orange. That looks more like yellow. I'm colorblind, long story. And I'm going to go ahead and go to home, close world, save changes. That's saved. You do not need to resubmit it. Do not resubmit it. It will cause problems. So that world is now changed. Anyone that loads into the world after that change has been made will then see the orange floor. So that's the entry submitted. And you can now relax, your entry submitted. If you want to double check though, which I understand, here's how you double check. So go ahead and open up your Dash, go to the worlds browser, go to published worlds, and then add the tag at the top here, add the phrase plus MMC 22, and then you'll see there's your entry. You'll see a previous copy of this video. I had a bunch of audio problems, so here's my second go at this video through. So you'll see it's in there. You can then select it here. You can hit this button here, and you can scroll down to the bottom here and see the tag. So you'll see here MMC 22 World Social. So that means it's all entered into the MMC 22. These tags are case sensitive and they are super important. If you omit them, you may not win MMC. You may be disqualified. You may not even know that we can even qualify you. Your entry must have MMC 22 and one of the category combinations for us to see it, for us to judge it, and for people to vote on it. So there you go. That's how to submit an entry and how to save it after you've submitted it. We'll go on to part 3, where I'm going to just ramble on for a little bit about some recommendations. I'll see you in part 3.